Hello everyone. Well, I'm sitting in my bus. I thought I'd make a video in here because, well, it's a nice little space. I'll probably end up making more videos as it gets finished and it'll have less echo. And this is my project right now, and I thought a good subject to make a video about would be priorities, because we bought a school bus. That's not a priority for anyone. It's the last thing a person would need who's, raising kids, trying to make a living, pay mortgage, and all these other things. I have, I need to go to the dentist. I need to pay off some bills and a variety of other things that I could be doing. And instead, we bought a bus. And from a person who doesn't, let's just say for a person who doesn't have any passions or really motivation towards, accomplishing goals, it's hard to explain how, but doing something that you're motivated to do, even if it's not a priority in what the world might consider a priority, So it's hard for people to sometimes step back out of their place and ask, well, why do I prioritize certain things? Why do I feel like it's so important to have a 9-to-5 job? Why do I feel like I have to have this white picket fence in this house, and then, oh, I'm making better money, so now I get to get a bigger house? And, I scoff when somebody's, would say, well, how could you spend, money on a bus and all this remodel, aren't there, other things? And I'd say, well, do you have a car? Do you drive a car? Do you pay a car payment on your car? Because to me, that's a silly thing. That is not a priority. I have discussed this so many times with people who lease cars, and they say, well, it's worth it in the end, because I get a new car every couple of years. And I'm like, well, how much are you paying a month? Are you kidding me? I mean, $300 or $400 a month? I mean, that's a lot of money every year. That's more in the year that I paid for, than I paid for this, outright. So, to me, we tell a person, well, you could get a cheaper car because my car's $1,000, and they'll tell you the same thing I'm saying. But I like my car. I enjoy having a nice car because that brings me happiness. And for some people, a new car smell and that satisfaction of driving in an automobile will start every time and not have problems, that's worth it to them. I've always driven slightly older cars, maybe 20-year-old cars, and I'll be like, it'll run and it might break down, but we'll hope for the best, So, I was thinking about this earlier, how ever since we got the bus, it's not that just that it motivates me to want to get the bus fixed up. It motivates me to want to do other things. And I guess what I'm trying to convey here is that sometimes we try so hard to just do the right things, pay our bills, live our normal lives, that we get no excitement out of it. And we have to take chances, and that brings a little bit of, oh wow, oh yeah, that worked out, or maybe it didn't work out, but the novelty, I guess is what it is. It's the novelty of something different. If I'd been remodeling school buses for years on end, this would just be another school bus, but this is my first project. We just spent the last 3 days getting the floor torn up in here. I wanted to just go right over the rubber floor with the plywood and say, oh, screw it, because it's so much work. But no, we did it, and we got it primed, and we got most of the rust out, and now we're going to lay in flooring and put in cabinets and do all that. And as a carpenter, that's something that brings me satisfaction. So it's opening up kind of a new door, but at the same time, I'm busy. And it's one of those things, I was thinking, one of the rules for me with my kids is like, you're not allowed to say you're bored. When I was younger, I used to say I'm bored. I have not even thought of that word in so many years. I didn't, it's something that doesn't even occur to me. Even at times when I have nothing to do, I'm not bored. There's always something to do. I like to read books, and I like to research, I like to learn, and to me that's what moves me. For some people, I guess if they're bored, they watch television. That's something I used to do when I was younger too. I watched a lot of mindless TV, just like everyone else. But it's not really about what you do with your time. It's about what moves you and what kind of satisfaction do you get out of what you're doing. You only live once. We forget this. It's so easy. It's such a simple concept. Jesus Christ, I have one chance at this. I have one chance to be me at this age, at this part of my life, and never will it occur again. So I could put off buying a bus for another year, just like I could put off some of the other things I've wanted to do, like going on a vacation each year. It's a huge hassle to get ready and get prepared and buy all the food and gear and everything to go camping. And we always go camping, you know, every year, and it's a hassle, but we love being out in nature, and we also love the novelty of doing it, the excitement of getting out there. So I guess that's all. I just wanted to share the idea that, you know, I don't know, it's putting ourselves in a new mindset really changes things. And not to finalize this, to make sure to not spread yourself too thin, because that's something that people do, that I've done in the past, that really, I don't know, it eats me up to not be able to not even be able to find time to do the things I want. And that's how I feel about, like, for this bus, for example. You know, I can take 15 minutes here and make a video, but then I got to get back in and get to work. And the way my work schedule works, you know, is that, you know, I'm sending out invoices, and then I have to wait until the invoices have been paid, and then so it's not just that I can go get everything done at 6 in the morning and be finished with my work by 9 or 10 or whatever. It's that it's throughout the day, so I kind of have to break it up. But I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do the things that I do and have the time. But also I'm cautious not to obligate myself to too many things, too many people, too many ideas. I mean, I already have a family of 5 here with, you know, 2 cats and a dog and now a bus, and we're all just trying to do our best, you know, we're all just living this life. I mean, sometimes I just get I stumble on the words, like I don't even know what to say. Like, how do you say, holy shit, I'm alive? Make the most of it. It's easier said than done. You know, there are people out there who take it to the extreme, who, you see these videos of people who are like, yeah, life is great, take it by the horns, take life by the reins, you know, you can do it, you can be, you know, that's all a bunch of bullshit. I'm sorry, but that's not the way that people really behave. That's the way people act once in a while, in certain times in their lives. You know, sometimes you are ecstatic, sometimes you do feel great, but even the greatest motivational speaker, they won't show the time where he's sitting on the couch, going, fuck, man, how am I going to pay these bills? Or, you know, dude, I just lost somebody I love. Everybody goes through those life-suffering moments. And it's important to embrace the moments where we are happy, you know, and to not. I've talked to people who, whenever they're doing well, they say something like, well, you know, something bad's got to happen, something's got to give, you know, things have been too good, or, oh, it's been such a nice day, it's bound to rain soon. And those are the most frustrating people to deal with. And they don't even realize they're doing it. You know, they don't realize the negativity, you know, who would come up and, you know, for example, you know, instead of saying, awesome bus, you know, that looks like it'll be fun to live in, be like, oh, well, that's going to be a lot of work, or, oh, what if it breaks down, or, you know, there's so many different mindsets people have, and the way that we come across to other people is never the way that we think we're really coming across, and we don't even realize it. And so I'm using that as an example to, like, when I see that happen, when I see that people have that mindset, I really try to say, hey, just look at the positive in this. But it's not about being positive all the time. There are negative times in our life, and we have to deal with that too. You know, so those are some of my thoughts for the day, and hope y'all are doing well, and I'll talk to y'all soon, and yeah, rock on.